friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
A 93-year-old has made sure to attend every high school football game since 1946. Written by Hallie Wells, read by Julie Provost. One Illinois high school claims a superfan who's not missed a single football game in nearly 80 years. That statistic earns Antioch Community High School, located about an hour northwest of Chicago, serious bragging rights. The 93-year-old football fanatic is Steve Young, and he spoke with CBS's Steve Hartman about his love for his hometown sports in 2022 and again in 2024. Steve is one of Antioch's most acclaimed record holders. Rain or shine, he has been in the stands or in the sidelines for every opening kickoff since 1946. Even a serious car accident didn't keep Steve from attending a game. On one stormy summer evening, a traffic accident nearly killed Steve. He told Steve Hartman, "I had 11 broken bones, punctured left lung, and while I was laying on the stretcher, I got hit by lightning. Knocked me off the stretcher. They got me in the hospital, and one doctor said, he's not going to make it. And I said, you guys don't know what you're talking about. I've got a game to go to." That's precisely what superfan Steve did. He was at the season opener just a few weeks later. While many stay home more often as they age, that's not the case for Steve Young. He's constantly on the go because he isn't just a football fan. Nope, Steve goes to nearly all the games for all the sports. He's at basketball and softball games, volleyball, tennis, golf matches, and bowling tournaments. However, Steve isn't just into athletics. In addition to attending games for nearly 20 different sports, Steve attends plays and concerts as well. 3 generations of Antioch alumni recall his presence at games and activities, no matter what. For nearly 8 decades, in bad or good weather, whether home or away, Steve has been consistently there, watching and rooting for the kids of the community. For some students, he's the only person watching, Steve shared. "I've had kids come up and say, my parents never show up for anything." Kinda hits home. In 2022, after 76 years of always showing up, Mr. Young's favorite school named him the Grand Marshal of the Homecoming Parade and honored him at a game. His years of cheering, encouraging, and supporting his hometown teams were rewarded with a big thanks. 2 years later, Steve is still showing up, still cheering, and still in the stands. Therefore, encourage one another and build each other up, just as in fact you are doing. 1 Thessalonians 5:11.
A special message from Ainsley Earhart.
So many of us believe in something far beyond ourselves. And now there's a special place for us with exclusive, original, premium content that lifts us up, sustains our spirit, and fills us with hope. Fox Faith on Fox Nation.
Stream exciting series like God, Family Football, Martin Scorsese Presents The Saints, and Jesus, Crown of Thorns. Fox Faith is only available by subscribing to Fox Nation. So go to foxnation.com and sign up today.
Hey friends, Sadie Rob Huff here, and I am so excited to tell you about my new book, The Next Step, 50 Devotions to Find Your Way Forward. If you're like me, you probably had times in your life when you felt stuck, like you were unable to change direction from your current path or unsure where you would even go if you could change course. Well, even in these moments, it's so important for us to know that we're never not moving. We're always moving towards something. I wrote The Next Step for anyone who is searching for God's purpose in their life or guidance in the season that they're in. Inside, we'll walk together through 10 weeks of devotion centered on the wisdom books of the Bible, and I'm going to share practical ideas for steps that you can take in your walk with God each day. This book is filled with scripture, reflection prompts, and even some of my favorite worship songs for you to listen to as you go about your days. I'm so excited for you to start your journey. You can get your copy of The Next Step in print, audiobook, or ebook now at Amazon or anywhere books are sold.
School in Arkansas mourns the loss of their beloved emotional support dog, Abby. Written by Julie Provost, read by Julie Provost. A school in Jonesboro, Arkansas mourns its emotional support dog, Abby. She was an 8-year-old golden retriever who passed away unexpectedly and made her way over the Rainbow Bridge. Abby had been the emotional support specialist for 5 years at University Heights School of Medical Arts. Everyone at the school is now mourning the dog that brought them so much joy. They had such a wonderful experience having her at the school. Didn't matter if I was sad or down. I always had a smile on my face when I saw her, 5th grade student Camille Stanley said about the beloved canine. Abby always showed us compassion, and I think that's important in the school setting, educator Mitzi Young shared. If you needed a little bit of extra attention, she would stay with you. Abby seemed to know exactly what people at the school needed. Abby and her handler, Bryce Holmes, visited the classrooms, played outside during recess, and even went on field trips. Every time she would sit by the table I'm working at, it would feel like she's working with us, another fifth grader, Kai Alden, shared. Abby spent her last day at school doing what she loved. Later that day, she unexpectedly passed away. She just collapsed, Principal Lisa Hogan said. We knew eventually Abby would die, but she was only 8 years old, so we sure didn't think it was any time soon. The students and staff at the school were understandably heartbroken. Not only did they lose their favorite dog, but they also lost a friend. The fifth graders in Mitzi Young's class decided to organize Operation Abby in her honor. They collected pet supplies and money for the Northeast Arkansas Humane Society. The school plans to get another support dog in the future, but right now it mourns for the dog that brought them so much love and joy. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Matthew 5:4.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
Hello, my name is Adam Comer.
And I'm Ryan Chittister.
And we're the host of Life After Addiction podcast. If you or someone you love struggles with addiction, check us out, Life After Addiction podcast, and you can subscribe at lifeaudio.com.